first and foremost, I'll thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's truly the head of my life.
Yes.
Without him, I wouldn't be here.
Yes.
Be no accolades, be no recognition, be nothing. Because all honor and glory belongs to him.
Yes, right.
It's easy to take and profess, but do you possess?
All right.
That's the question you got to ask. Well, I possess him, he possessed me. So therefore, every day when you take and saw me come up here smiling, he was the reason behind the smile.
That's right.
So whatever accolades I got, it's only because of him and through him.
That's right.
I believe in, God first, family second, and then the Marine Corps. So I'll start with my wife. She's been with me for 26 of the 30 years. 2 of those years is when we were dating. 24 of those years is when we got married. That is the toughest job in the Marine Corps, that being a Marine spouse, be it the male or the female. Because many times she's had to take and give up a great job because the Marine Corps say, hey, Sergeant, PFC, whatever the case may be, you got to move. And so you go home and say, dear, it is time to move. And so regardless of what's going on, she's always said, okay, we're moving. The only thing she asks is that, hey, wherever you go, I go. So when you talk about being on the East Coast, my wife is the only child. So it was my whole goal that anytime the Marine Corps gave me an opportunity to be on the East Coast, I'm going to be on the East Coast so that she can take and reach out and be within striking distance to her mom. But she's been the rock behind the sail other than Christ. She's basically raised our 3 kids. 2 of them are not here. Chris, my oldest son, and Missy, my daughter, who's in Army boot camp. You might say Army. Be all that you can be. She came home and she said, Daddy, I'm going in the Army. And of course, me being that Marine, what do you mean you're going in the Army? Because she got an 89 QT, so I'm saying, why are you going in the Army? Well, her brother was in the Air Force. I was in the Marine Corps. I am not going to be a Marine. That was settled. But she made the decision to go in the Army. And of course, her mom, because when my kids was growing up, Daddy was always the one that came home. My wife used to help me early on, saying that, hey, listen, when you talk to them, remember you got to go to lady life. You got to take them, you're so large, they're scared to death of it. So get over and talk to them. Mm-hmm. And so I would, haven't always listened, but after 26 years, eventually the light bulb started going off that you probably really better listen and keep hitting your head against that rock. But like I say, she's the wind behind my sails. I love you.
I love you too.
I do whatever I can as I move on to the next phase. Marines, they had a bet saying that, hey, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, he'll be crying. See, as Mr. Butcher knows, I'm the setup man. So as a setup man, you got to have some on the inside. So I figured if I put my wife up front, get her taken care of, the rest of this stuff is easy. That's been taken care of. So after 30 years, first of all, sir, thank you for your kind remarks and everything that you said. I really appreciate it. It has been a marvelous. I've been here 4 years. When I came here kicking and fighting. When they told me I was going to Marine Forces Reserve, I was like, Marine Forces Reserve, where is that? Marine. I'm not a reservist. I'm an active duty Marine. What you going to send me to New Orleans for? I'm not a reservist. Don't want to go. I call everybody I can call. I called the officers I had worked for. Say, hey, sir, is there any way you can get me out of these orders? They said, you going. You're a senior master gunnery sergeant. You are rolling. Went home. My wife, she was excited. Yes, we're going to New Orleans. I don't want to go to New Orleans. I don't want to go to any other place but New Orleans. New Orleans, Georgia. Any other place but New Orleans. But nevertheless, by and by we came here, and it has been a tremendous tour. The opportunity to take and see young Marines, because I live by this principle here, is that, hey, is a Marine better because of having come in your presence? Better or worse? I control that. So every day I show up, Marines in the elevator just the other day said, hey, Master Guns, every time I see you, got a smile on your face. That is right, because that's a decision I made. I made a decision that, hey, when I come between those double doors, coming into this building, I'm going to make a difference in whoever life I come in contact with. I control that. So regardless of what that Marine is doing or what he has going on in his life, I control me as much as the Lord allowed me to. And so therefore, when they see me, why did I do that? Because I want them to know how to deal with me. Every single day when they see me, if I'm consistent, then they know how to deal with me. But if I'm Jekyll and Hyde, I got highs and lows, I'm messing that young devil dog up. Because then they don't know what to deal with. Well, I guess him and his wife not getting along today because he's going to pay today because, everybody walking around on eggshells because everything ain't go well. But part of being a great leader is being in control of yourself.
That's right.
So that you can take and be the example that those Marines can take and emulate and aspire to be. And that's what I try to do, regardless of the Marine's rank, is to take and make a difference in that Marine's life. Mr. Butcher, I appreciate you coming today because I know this is your day off. And I know that you had a lot to do with writing that award because of your list of being here in the force. And why do I say Mr. Butcher? Because one thing about Mr. Butcher is that he is consistent in who he is. Every single day he show up, he's the same person. So therefore you know how to deal with it. That's the whole key. Is that if the person is consistent, then you know how to deal with it. And so I challenge each one of you to be consistent in how you take and provide leadership to these young Marines. Yes. Remember, that PFC or that Lance Corporal that's coming from a schoolhouse, coming from someplace around the Marine Corps, their span of influence or spirit of influence or experience base is only boot camp. Recruit training, that is boot camp. They go to the schoolhouse and learn. And then they come here to the greater New Orleans area. That's their experience base on the Marine Corps. Now, we don't know what the life experience base is because everyone comes from a different environment. But you're supposed to take that individual and make him and her better as a result of being United States Marines. That's your challenge. When you I've been a staff non-commissioned officer now almost 20 years. Because I got 30. So almost 20 of those have been spent in staff NCO ranks. Not bragging, but the colonel alluded to it. I didn't get promoted because of me. I got promoted because of God and because of great Marines. That's how I got promoted. And I challenge you to continue to take care of Marines. Being a Marine is easy. All the Marines in Pike, I stand for two things. What do I talk about? Individual and institution.
That's right. You sure do. Yeah. Individual and institution. And institution.
Hey, the individual do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But the institution got some rules.
Yep.
You play by the rules, you're going to be all right. You don't play by the rules, the institution got a problem with you. And therefore, your leader will have a problem with you. If you smoke a little weed, institution going to probably have a problem with that. I just think, if you come in and say, you know what, last night I was down in the French Quarter and I really got high. I took it to the max. But guess what? When you take and go and provide your sample, your specimen, when they come back and it says guilty, there's no need to go to the Master Nurse or Harrison, the Master Nurse or any soror, anybody say, hey, I think the test is flawed. Your THC level is 130. That is not from whiff. No, that's from puff, 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 puff. Wheel of a vehicle and take and drink and drive. That's a conscious decision.
Always the same, ain't it?
And so when
always the same.
Which is the police, they stop you and tell you to get out, and you forget where your door is at, and then they tell you turn around and you hit click clack, and I'm not talking about Under Armour. That's when you're ready to go to jail. Don't be surprised. So what am I saying? Each one of us is responsible for doing the right thing all the time. And that's what I strive to do. I dare not stand here and tell you that I've been perfect. I dare not stand here and tell you that I haven't made mistakes. Life is a process. And in the process of life, you make decisions that's good, and you make decisions that's bad. But the key is to learn from all decisions that you make. And to take responsibility for your actions. Don't play the blame game. Because ain't nobody make you take it to the head. That was a decision that you made. So when you got to face the music Monday morning, be a man or a woman. Roll up in here. I get it. So that's what I'm saying. To the young Marines, I challenge you to take and get all you can from your time in the Marine Corps, because that time goes quick. I mean, it amazes me that, 30 years has already passed. But I don't leave bitter. I leave happy, because I've had the privilege of working with some outstanding individuals. I'm just a little country fella that came from a small country town in Florida. We use Gainesville as the big picture because you can identify with Gainesville. That's a big city. That's University of Florida. But if I tell you, hey, I came from a place outside of Gainesville. It's called Archer. Less than 2,100. One red light, one school, one convenience store where everybody know everybody. So if you got in trouble, everybody beat you. And then you got to beat when you got home. But that set the foundation for being able to obey that drill instructor down at Paris Island. But once again, truly, it has been an honor and a privilege to take and serve with each one of you. It's good to see you, Gunner Sergeant. Gunner Sergeant Bond, I had him when he was a young lance corporal. Sergeant Major Coons, he probably won't really tell you this, but when he was at 3-8, he was a young man. I was already an old dude. But truly, Marines, civilian Marines and friends, it has been an awesome run. As we get ready to transition to the next phase, as the Colonel said, sir, it probably won't be selling cars. It'll probably be pushing the gospel of Jesus Christ.
All right.
That's what I'll do. Because, I know what I'm supposed to do. The Marine Corps limits you what you can do. But once August 1st come on, then we can take it and tell it like it is. And do what we got to do. Definitely, truly, I appreciate you all coming out here and supporting me, all of the officers and the young Marines. As I always say in each speech I give, my time is up. Thank you for yours.
All right.